Let's get into the thick of this rematch chatter between Gervonta, Tank, Davis, and Lamont Roach. It's April 7, 2025, and the boxing universe is practically vibrating with anticipation for what's about to go down this Saturday night. Their first clash ended in a majority draw, and if you thought that'd settle things, you'd be dead wrong. It's kicked up a storm. Davis, the guy who used to be untouchable with his knockout fists and perfect record, is now facing some serious side-eye after not finishing Roach. People are saying his name's being dragged through the dirt. On the flip side, Roach is basking in a fresh wave of admiration, showing he can stand toe-to-toe with the elite. This rematch. It's got everything: Davis chasing redemption, Roach hunting validation, and a whole heap of fireworks for the fans to soak in. First, let's roll back to that initial bout. Davis strutted in with his usual swagger, boasting about how he'd snap Roach's neck with one clean hit. He threw some heavy leather, no question. There's a reason they nicknamed him Tank. But it wasn't the cakewalk he'd hyped up. Roach, stepping up in weight, didn't just hang around. He pushed back, sometimes stifling Davis's power and keeping the heat on. The outcome? A draw that's had everyone and their grandma debating ever since. Some folks, like big shot promoter Eddie Hearn, think Davis should have taken the L, pointing to spots where a point deduction could have tipped the scales. Then you've got Gary Russell Jr. arguing Roach didn't do enough to snatch the belt from a champ like Davis. It was tight, way too tight for anyone to walk away happy. Now, Davis is coming in hot. He's ditched the loudmouth routine, dialed back the wild vibes, and looks dialed in like never before. You could feel the tension crackling during a recent Fox interview with Roach. Davis is gunning for a knockout, dead set on wiping that draw from memory. He's got a mountain to climb, not just proving it to himself, but winning back the fans who've started jumping ship, questioning the invincible image he once owned. Boxing analyst Tim Bradley laid it out plain: Davis's cred is on the ropes, and this fight's not stretching past 6 rounds. Why's that? Both guys showed cracks in their armor last time, and they've had time to patch them up. Davis knows a draw won't cut it anymore, especially with juicy matchups like Jake Paul dangling out there. If this doesn't spark him, nothing will. Roach, though, is brimming with belief. He's never been one to flinch, and he's not starting now. In interviews, he's made it crystal clear he's built different. Second place isn't in his vocabulary. His dad and trainer, Lamont Roach Sr., vouches for that, saying his kid was all in during camp for the first fight. He reckons the draw robbed them of a win, but it also put Roach's skills on the map. That's the upside. With the rematch looming, Roach is primed to cement his spot in boxing lore. He's not here to just scrap, he wants to rule. The fans are eating it up, too. They're begging for this. Roach Sr. floated the idea of taking it back to Washington, where they smashed the gate last time. A sellout's pretty much a lock. The fallout from that first fight isn't fading either. Hearn's stance, that Davis dodged a bullet, has kept the arguments alive about the refs and judges. Some fans scream robbery, swearing Roach earned the win. Others, like Julian Gonzalez, call it a deadlock, with both fighters canceling each other out so well that picking a victor was a coin toss. Gonzalez figures they'll crank it up this time, with Davis swinging harder and Roach banking on his newfound grit. It's all about who's got the sharper game plan come Saturday. Trainer Greg Hackett says it's anyone's guess, even hinting we might get a trilogy if this one's as electric as the last. Davis's crew knows the heat's on. He's not the cocky youngster anymore. There's a polished, businesslike air to him now that's caught the eye of folks like Ryan Garcia's team. They're digging the change, betting he'll train smarter, lock in tighter, and deliver a spectacle. A knockout, they say, buries the draw and brings the fans back into the fold. That's boxing for you. One killer night can rewrite the story. But it's not all about the punches. Claressa Shields, a titan in her own game, chimed in about Davis's headspace. She's concerned, picking up on an edge in his words that screams bigger issues. Kicked out of a house, cut loose from Mayweather Promotions, trying to step up for his daughters, Shields thinks some couch time could unleash a sharper Tank. She's leaning toward Roach having the mental upper hand, but she's rooting for Davis to sort himself out and shine. Roach isn't twiddling his thumbs either. If Davis bails on the rematch, he's got backup plans. He's chatted with Shakur Stevenson about merging titles, and he's game to tangle with Keyshawn Davis or Vasyl Lomachenko if the Ukrainian's still in the mix. Roach's drive is undeniable. He's not here to stall. Keyshawn Davis, a rising name, even tossed out the idea of facing Roach first, stirring the lightweight pot. Meanwhile, WBA boss Gilberto Mendoza is all in on making this fight happen, hell-bent on clearing the air from the first mess. He's Team Roach, convinced he showed his chops against Tank and deserves this chance to settle it. The fanbase is torn but buzzing. Guys like Lonnie B see Roach as a champ in waiting, vibing with his fearless talk and poise. Others are ride or die with Davis, trusting that big punch will land sooner or later. Coach Bernie, who studied Roach, says he needs to let his hands fly more, less showboating, more slugging. The first fight had stretches where Roach let Davis off the hook, and Bernie thinks that's the tweak to turn it around. But Gary Russell Jr. cautions that matching Davis won't cut it. Roach has to outclass a champ to claim the throne. It's a steep hill, yet Roach's toughness last time, taking Tank's best and dishing it back, has folks rethinking his ceiling. So, what Saturday night got in store? Bradley's 6-round ceiling feels spot on, both know the score, and they're not messing around. Davis wants his shine back, Roach wants his breakout. Gonzalez sees them emptying the tank, tweaking what they learned to bust the tie. Fans loathed that draw last time, no one's got the stomach for another. Someone's eating canvas, end of story. Davis might storm out, swinging to shut up the skeptics fast. Roach could counter smart, riding out the blitz and striking when it counts. It's a brain game laced with bombs, and boxing's locked on it. A Davis win reignites the Jake Paul hype, turning the draw into a blip. A Roach upset? He's not just in the conversation, he's leading it. Either way, this rematch dwarfs the first, fueled by the drama, the stakes, and the raw want from both corners. The lightweight scene's alive, with Stevenson, Lomachenko, and Keyshawn Davis circling. But for now, it's Tank versus Roach, take 2. Skill on skill, guts on guts. Who's got the upper hand? Too tight to peg, but one thing's dead certain, it's gonna be a wild ride.